Winning majors is the highlight of any golfer's career. When golfers achieve success in major tournaments, it directly propels them to fame and glory. This title distinguishes men from gods. But how easy is it to achieve? There is no denying it. Winning any of these majors isn't easy, but when you do win, history will forever remember your name. This video will look at the 10 greatest major golf wins. Starting from the bottom of the list is Payne Stewart's 1999 U.S. Open. Payne Stewart's fist-raising moment after the winning putt on the 72nd hole of the 1999 U.S. Open will live in infamy. He was standing with one leg extended behind him. It was Stewart's penultimate victory on the PGA Tour and his final triumph in the U.S. Open. It was also the last of his 3 major victories. In the 1999 U.S. Open, Payne Stewart achieved sweet redemption for blowing a 4-shot lead after 54 holes in the same tournament the previous year. On hole 16 of the final round, Stewart overtook Phil Mickelson's lead and kept it over the next 2 holes. The winning putt on hole 18 was a famous 15-footer. Phil Mickelson finished as the runner-up, and Stewart took home $625,000 in prize money. At 42, Stewart perished in a plane disaster 4 months later. At Pinehurst Resort, the location of the 1999 U.S. Open, a statue of Stewart's victory pose has been erected behind the 18th green of the renowned number 2 course. Moving on to the next on the list, Larry Mize, 1987 Masters. The only Augusta resident to have won the Masters in its history, Larry Mize had one of the finest finishes in the annals of major competitions. With Greg Norman and Seve Ballesteros, Mize was involved in a 3-way sudden death playoff. The opening hole number 10 was where Ballesteros was eliminated when Mize's second shot landed him 140 feet right of the pin on the second course's par 4 number 11. Norman played cautiously, positioning himself for a 50-foot putt and par at the very least. Mize received a $162,000 winner's purse. Greg Norman and Seve Ballesteros finished as the runners-up. Larry Mize won the 1987 Masters in legendary fashion by defeating Greg Norman with a chip-in from 140 feet on hole number 11, the second playoff hole. Unable to hole out his shot and tie, Norman was astonished and in disbelief when Mize's chip found the bottom of the hole for a birdie. Since that time, Mize claims he has never attempted another approach shot at that location or even attempted a chip shot there for fun. What a chip! Next up is Bobby Jones, 1927 British Open. No one had retained the championship since James Braid in 1906 until Bobby Jones became the first amateur to win it twice. In 1921, he competed in the British Open on the Old Course at St. Andrews. He was just 19 years old. After quitting after 11 holes and disparaging the course, he was widely criticized in the British press. 6 years after his initial visit, Jones managed to win by 6 shots. He walked away with $75 in prize money. Wow, what was that worth at the time? Jones became one of the most adored winners of the British Open in history due to the supporters' gesture of support, which included carrying him off the green after the last hole. The runners-up were Fred Robson and Aubrey Boomer. How dear was Jones to the British? He is one of just 2 Americans to get the St. Andrews title of Freeman of the City. Benjamin Franklin was the other. He later became the first man to complete the Golf Grand Slam by winning all 4 of the sport's major competitions in the same calendar year, including the British Open, the U.S. Open, and the Amateur Championships in both the United Kingdom and the United States. He has 7 all-time Major League wins. Next is Jack Nicklaus, 1986 Masters. Before he stepped foot on the revered turf of Augusta National for the 1986 Masters, Nicklaus was the most prolific major winner in history. In 1986, at age 46, Jack Nicklaus became the oldest champion of the Masters when he claimed his 18th and final major. Nicklaus started the final round of competition 4 strokes off the lead, but finished 1 better than Tom Kite and Greg Norman, who both bogeyed the last hole. As a result, he won the Masters and added a major title to his resume. He was also the oldest champion ever. In addition to winning his 6th Masters on that day, Nicklaus also broke records by taking home his 18th major victory 24 years after his first. Nicklaus received $144,000 for winning. Jack Nicklaus has the record for having the most major titles, but Tiger Woods is still on his heels. Another major win is that of Ben Hogan in the 1950 U.S. U.S. Open. Given that Ben Hogan had come dangerously close to passing away 16 months earlier when his car was struck by a Greyhound bus, the fact that he was even participating in the event was a little miracle in and of itself. After the accident, he shattered several bones. He experienced a significant blood clot, which resulted in a permanently stopped vein and made it difficult for him to walk, let alone play golf. At the 1950 U.S. Open, Hogan battled his way into a playoff and defeated George Fazio and Lloyd Mangrum, claiming an unlikely victory while being wrapped from the hips down. He also carried a folding chair with him to recuperate on the course. Amazingly, he returned to the professional ranks and was fine before the 1950 U.S. Open at Marion. Golfers used a single day to play the last 36 holes back then. Before each round, Hogan had to soak his legs in Epsom salts because they were cramping so terribly. The media subsequently discovered that he had confided in his wife, Valerie, that he didn't think he'd be able to complete the tournament. Hogan still prevailed, despite the competition going to an additional 18-hole playoff, demonstrating his tenacity, talent, and high pain threshold. Wow, did he deserve the win? Next is Charles Schwartzel, 2011 Masters. The player who won the 2011 Masters may not have been the most charismatic in the competition, but the two previous hours were among the most thrilling in recent memory. On Sunday's back nine, up to 8 players including Adam Scott, Jason Day, and Tiger Woods, who turned 30 on Saturday, were still very much in the running. Schwartzel, though, defeated them all by birdieing his final 4 holes to win his first major championship, and Tiger Woods comes up next at the 2000 U.S. PGA Championship. One of the greatest head-to-head contests in major history will be remembered as the 2000 U.S. PGA. Woods, having a fantastic season, faced off against unknown Bob May, who wouldn't concede. During an exciting Sunday back nine battle, Woods and May each distanced themselves from the field. It concluded with Woods matching May's 15-foot birdie putt on 18 with a 5-foot putt of his own. Woods won his 3rd major of the year in the ensuing playoff after walking a 25-footer into the cup at the first extra hole. Next, we have Tom Watson at the 1977 Open Championship. The Duel in the Sun is typically regarded as the most outstanding major in golf history. Why? It pitted the two best stars of the sport against one another at the height of their abilities. With their matchup at the 1977 British Open, Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus changed the course of golf history. Watson ultimately prevailed in a nail-biting finish. By the time the competition was through, Nicklaus was 10 shots ahead of the player who had been paired with the two luminaries for the final 2 rounds. Nicklaus played 65-66 over the weekend at Turnberry and was tied for second going into the 3rd round, but he still lost to Watson by 1 stroke. Although the competition was intensely tough and played excellently, it came down to the wire. The stretch run by Watson was the stuff of legends. To avoid an 18-hole playoff with Nicklaus, he birdied 4 of the last 6 holes and shot a birdie on the last hole. Tom Watson has 8 all-time major wins. Following is John Daly, 1991 PGA Championship. John Daly's 1991 PGA Championship victory is the most unbelievable in the history of any major championship. John Daly had to wait until 9 other competitors withdrew from the event before he was given an invitation the day before play began. 25-year-old Daly, who had to travel 8 hours to get to the Crooked Stick Golf Club outside of Indianapolis for his tee time, claimed the lead early in the 2nd round and never relinquished it. Daly received a winner's check for $230,000, while Bruce Lietzke took 2nd place. Daly's mythology, which endures today, and the phrase "grip it and rip it" were both created on that day. Finally, the man who tops the list, Tiger Woods' 1997 Masters. Golf wasn't the only thing that changed after Tiger Woods won his first major at the 1997 Masters. Sports in general were transformed. Tiger Woods made his international debut in 1997 when he was just 21 years old at Augusta National with a record-breaking 12-shot triumph. He made history that day by becoming the first non-white golfer to win the Masters and the youngest to do so. Amazingly, he started Thursday's round at 4 over par and finished in 30 before his second round 66 put him in the lead halfway. His 18-under mark held for 23 years before Dustin Johnson broke it in 2020, and his 12-shot victory was also a record. His place in golf history was assured by a final round 69 after opening up a 9-shot lead on Saturday with a 65. He is regarded as the best golfer in the field's recent history. In addition, Woods Woods is one of the best-known golfers in the world. There you have it. The greatest golf majors have been highlighted. This Open is starting next year. So will we be seeing any memorable events break into this list? Please share your suggestions in the comment section below and subscribe to our channel for more related news. Thanks for watching.